devices for too long, I find women to be mean as hell. I'm sorry. We're
Really?
mean.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Am I mean?
She said, oh, yes.
Yes.
Jasmine, are you mean?
A little bit.
Yeah, you might be.
I'm straightforward too.
Yeah.
I'm in your face and on your world, but I'm not mean.
Okay. Are you aggressive?
No, I'm assertive.
Okay.
I'm not aggressive.
What's the difference?
Well, first of all, your intention.
Okay.
In assertiveness, it's about dominion and accomplishing a particular thing. And aggressive, it's about control and getting what you're going for.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And there's a difference. One comes from the head, one comes from the
Intention.
heart. Assertion comes from the heart. Aggression comes from the head. And it's ego and control. And women today, I find, certain generations of women today are extremely aggressive, unkind, unloving, and mean as hell.
Really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving, right? Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you see the clip. Let's talk about Darth Femininity. Go on, get this book on Amazon. Yo, Darth Femininity is what feminism or Darth Feminism is what has come to be. Just a bunch of feminists who blame men for everything and basically become evil and do evil things. Mean spirited, right? The Sith Feminism, right? So you got ladies now telling other women, y'all mean. And are we really? No, not us. It's like, okay. You look out, the landscapes of social media. And in my opinion, the girls used to call it dark femininity. I'm just looking at mean people. Just mean people doing mean things. And because they're women or under the guise of feminism, somehow there's this magical patriarch pulling the puppet strings to make this person act like they ain't got no sense. And people go with that. People go, well, I know it's a man somewhere in the atmosphere and he's making her act that way. He did something to her. She ain't had a man in 5 years. Well, whatever he did 5 years ago is still permeating in her psyche, and she's going through this every day like it's the Matrix, and you can't blame her for her actions. Yeah, y'all crazy. Then we got to ask, a more important question, and the point of view of this is what? We're not supposed to respond to all of this hatred and vitriol because of chivalry in a new age? Or she could be evil, but you're supposed to be chivalrous, be a traditional man. No, 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 no. Time out, time out, time out. If women are saying women are out of pocket, what are we talking about? And Ayanna Van Zandt is kind of an interesting thing because she was one of the women, even at the beginning of her show with Fix My Life, she was looking for the fault of the imaginary man, whether he was there, whether he was living or dead, there or not there. She had some turning points, maybe a two seasons in or 3 seasons in. It was a certain amount of shows in. She was starting to realize, wait, y'all just blaming people for stuff now. I'll never forget. She had a show where the lady was like, she couldn't lose the baby weight of her baby, and that's why she's so big. And it was like, how long ago was this? She said, how old is your baby? Her answer was like 32. She was like 32. And thus the beginning of, oh, all of this stuff is just an excuse for bad behavior. And that's the point. These Darth feminists, you're seeing women who, are on social media and on television shows, you are not the father. They lying on these guys and then, so what? What? You did all this arguing and then so what? No, think about how many times you've heard an apology. You haven't. She gets caught up and instead of getting reprimanded, I'm crying and fall on the floor. Everybody run to me even though I'm dead wrong. And they leave the dude standing there. This is, the Sith Feminist. Like, what about the guys who, as you see all of these people catching these charges, these,
Me Too 2.0 charges. Nobody ever thought about, like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me somebody can have an ex-girlfriend who years later says, you know what, he touched me. Somebody years ago that you ran across, oh, he did this and he did that. So now people are getting sued really with no evidence and no proof. It's just, she's a woman, and because he's a man and does he have money, that means he did it. And everybody goes, yeah. But you keep adding men to the mix, and women keep believing these new women. And nobody asks the question, damn, what happened to the old women? What do you mean what happened to the old women? What I mean is, did y'all check to see if their stories were true even after the fact? Because everybody didn't get a payout. Everybody didn't, few people actually went to jail or got criminally charged. So if it's 100 guys out here who got a separate Me Too charge, the only person that could be in jail is R. Kelly, to be perfectly honest. And people look at that suspect. So it's like, hey, man, but hey, I want to ruin a guy. You have feminists out here saying, hey, during the whole Me Too movement, if we lie on guys and they go to jail and they get sued for it, it's just a price they have to pay for the patriarchy, like for the sins of the patriarchy, which is kind of weird, but whatever. You've seen the way that feminism has involved itself in parenting. You've seen the sabotage of children. Children go, if you were on social media recently, Busta Rhymes did like an hour-long interview, and he was talking, part of the interview, he talked about when he was a child, how he would see his mother make sure he don't see his father. But when he talked about his dad initially, I don't like doing this with him. I didn't like doing that. I didn't like doing this. People don't realize, in a general sense, a lot of y'all, when y'all the kid and baby mama, baby daddy drama, if you see your mom doing dirt and they have a disdain towards your father, you begin to pick up that disdain too and begin to act it out. So everything is a bad experience. Oh, he took me out for ice cream. I ain't even like it. Oh man, a Baskin Robbins. Who does that? Oh, he bought me Christmas gifts. Oh, he in real life, he hated me. He never wanted to buy me nothing. Y'all do that. That's the effects of, this quote unquote dark Sith feminism, right? When you look at, think about it. When I just talked about the Me Too movement, you got multiple mayors, people who are employed by states that are women acting a fool out here. And people don't want to say, we got a pattern here. You got a woman who worked for Facebook Diversity who is in trouble right now for, fraud for stealing $4 million. You don't want to say here. Not to mention, you got Me Too talking bad about Kanye because they don't like his outfit. And not Me Too, but Black Lives Matter. Kanye is trying to do this black Ku Klux Klan thing with these hoodies. And I'm thinking to myself, do you think anybody is taking y'all serious after y'all multiple leaders that in your organization got caught stealing and ripping people off? But hey, whatever, right? We're just gonna act like that didn't exist, right? But this is the dark side of feminism. So everybody's just supposed to go, oh, even with the hosts in the show, you bad attitudes from radio kind of broadcast to all the way to reality TV, all the way to talk shows, just bad attitudes. It's like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So now we got to ask the question, are we going to address the Darth Feminism? Because in essence, you can even look at it on YouTube. YouTube has really backed the horse of feminism, LGBTQ, and even in some ways, we could say white supremacy. That's who they mess with. They'll shadow ban one person and prop up another person, and they lean towards those things, right? And without asking the question, are these people telling the truth? Because most of the time, the people that they've backed, and you call it a left-leaning thing or whatever, the agendas that they've backed have really come back to bite them in the butt. because of the evil deeds of the people that they've accelerated their platforms. But y'all tell me what you think, because you see it in your personal life, business settings where ladies are acting crazy. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had.